Yeah, it's a little bit strange to have start with 3 home games because of the New England cancellation, but saying that, it's nice to be at home again, and I think we've played fairly well here at home so far, and it's important for us to continue to playing well and also get the points we need to keep up with the West.
All right, thanks for that, Joey. Go ahead.
Hey, Ben, with getting that week off, do you guys see that as like a disadvantage with kind of breaking up the schedule, or do you guys see a little bit of advantage to get some guys healthy? You guys got Aliu in the door.
You can look at it a bunch of different ways, yeah. But so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It did give us a chance to get some guys, maybe a hair rest. Not that you necessarily need it 2 games in, and some guys up to full speed. And some guys in the door as well. So, and we also were able to work on a few different things as we're still a work in progress and a team that still needs training sessions to keep pushing kind of how we see this team being effective and winning games.
And speaking of Ali, you guys brought him back to the club. How did he fit into this puzzle that speaks there?
Well, I think in this present moment, I think he fits better in some ways than he did when he left the club, just because of kind of the where we're playing or where we see him fitting into this group. And, I know he can play on the left, and I know he can play on the right, in particular in the wing-backs positions for us. But his versatility, because he spent time as a 9 and as a winger, he also gives us some of the depth right now that we need. So can play a bunch of positions. He's comfortable here. He knows what we're about, and we're happy to have him back.
And since you guys last played, you've had 2 games with the Dynamo 2 team, 2 wins, 2 shutouts. What are your thoughts on those 2 games, and who's really stood out to you from that team so far?
Well, when you talk about the bye week and the 2 games there, we've used that as an opportunity to see players and get some first-team players minutes. We have a great relationship with D2. We have since I arrived at this club, and obviously because we hired Kenny and we also hired Marcelo. So you could tell there's a real synergy here between the second team and the first team. And Jeremy's doing a very good job down there. I think there's a real investment from the club into players, both here with our homegrowns and playing the youngsters, but also bringing some foreign talent in here that they can kind of cut their teeth, but also have a better pathway to our first team, so we can see them every day, but not only in the games, but we can bring them into training. So it's a very healthy situation.
Thank you so much, Ben.
All right, Jorge, go ahead.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Since the bye week, you've made some additions, familiar faces, with Ezra and Ali. You just talked to us a little bit about that.
Well, I just spoke about Ibra, so I won't go over him again. But Ezra is a person I've known for a long time. I played with him at DC. We're lucky enough to share a championship at DC together. He went on to have 14 more championships as a coach and a player. So that's remarkable. I'm sure it's a record within the league. And that's not necessarily by accident. Yeah, you can be on good teams and you can be a winner, but he's just got a great personality. He's a great human, and again, his resume speaks for himself. For itself, and he'll be a guy that can help our defenders. He's been there. He's played center back in this league and internationally, so he's a guy that can help out, really focus in on us without the ball, particularly with the back 4 and central mids. So I'm really looking forward to working with him.
Talk a little bit defensively. How have you guys, gotten better and better each day to polish up, your formations?
Just training. So, we're not doing anything that out of the ordinary right now. We know what we need to work on. We know which exercises can push this group, and it's kind of how do you want to move this team forward type training sessions in general, but also getting a little bit more micro when you're leading into a team like Portland and what we need to do specifically to whether kind of double down on what we're doing, or do we need to change and tweak a few things to try to stop what is a pretty powerful attack. Briefly on Portland, just again the transitions to transitions are also extremely dangerous. Good team speed, good team skill, clever players. It's a very good group. It's a super talented team, and I know it's been up and down for them, but we expect their best shot.
And then last for me, just any updates on Olsen. Saw him out at training, is he available and ready to go for tomorrow?
He was out of training. You saw him, right? You're welcome, buddy.
We're going to go to Alex for a few.
Thank you, Coach. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Coach.
Alex.
Thank you, sir. This is more of a philosophical question. Coaching has changed. I don't have to tell you about the profession. You're a psychologist, you're a counselor, you're a motivator. How do you balance the technology side, analytics, and your instincts? You grew up in my time, I'm older than you, when we literally had coaches that went on instinct. They didn't look at any data. They didn't have the immediate technology in front of them during matches. Do you balance that, or do you go heavy one or the other? I've never asked you that, sir. I don't know if you've addressed that. Is that a fair question?
It's a fair question. Obviously, every coach is going to be different in how much they rely on data and analytics. I'd say, in this day and age, you have so many resources and such a group around you that is supporting you with a lot of information, whether it's the sports science, whether it's the tactical side, whether it's the the scouting department. It's all based on analytics, and so it's a huge part of everything we do. But within that, you'd be crazy not to rely on your instincts. And sometimes
Right.
it's a type of day or it's a type of game. You can throw that stuff in the trash because it's not going to matter. And ultimately, that we talked a lot about that in the off season of bringing guys that are experienced, that can problem solve, that have personality, that can make plays and be unpredictable, and again be better in both boxes. And that's not always fixed through analytics. Sometimes, as I said, that's experience, that's personality, that's talent. Sometimes just pure talent wins you games. So it's everything. You need it all, I think, in this day and age. But do we overthink the game sometimes? Yeah, I think we're all guilty of that.
We are. Coach, one more, and again, this is a fluffy one, but tomorrow night is rodeo night. Can you talk about your experience of being in Texas and culturally what that means to you? Obviously, this is a big part of who we are, and we celebrate that.
I've gone every year, and every year I enjoy it. I enjoy it with my family. My daughter's, I think, been at every concert so far. I keep Apple paying her money essentially, and to go see concerts. So it's a wonderful event. They do such a good job, entertainment, and then there's the bigger Texas culture rodeo, but then there's this kind of subcultures to each night. Whether it's Black Heritage, whether it's the Latin Night, which we're going as a team on Sunday, collectively to the Latin Heritage Night. It's just cool. It's a great event, and it's one of the, I think, best things about one of the best things this city does, and it's nice to be able to go. I don't live too far from there, so I can get there and get home. But I'm a little old. I try to leave before the concert. I need sleep.
Oh, I'm with you, Coach. Coach, thank you very much.